All right, Elon Musk posts scam Altman lies as easily as he breathes on X, and referencing here this Suchir Balaji AI whistleblower case, murder classified as a suicide by San Francisco. I'm going to break down some super important topics on this, so stay tuned to the end. If you care about any sort of form of justice for a kid getting murdered, calling it a suicide when he tries to blow the whistle on OpenAI, so this doesn't happen again, then follow this video through, because I'm going to show you what's going on and how we can solve this. Now, first of all, there's looks like on X, there's a movement. They've got the Suchir for background. I made some videos about this in the past, but for those who aren't up to speed, back in October, the Suchir Balaji kid, now he was apparently found to shot himself in the head like this, upside down, apparently like this. He shot himself in the head. And this is in San Francisco. And while he was in the middle of dinner, eating his food, having a soda, a Pepsi, just got back from vacation, had a job offer on his email for like almost $1 million. And all of a sudden he commits suicide like this at a very strange, anyways, makes no sense. What's even stranger is 15 minutes after the cops arrive from San Francisco, as they say, suicide guaranteed. There's no need to look into this. This case is open and shut. It was obvious. The mom for the case, and she came forward and said, she looked into it, hired their own autopsy, their own investigator, and said, there's no way this is a suicide. This is a clear murder. This needs to be reopened and investigated. So she filed a writ of mandate, and she asked for records. Now, the city of San Francisco, they refused to give any records. They say, this case is open and shut. We don't need to give you any records. Just go away, move on. She files an attorney, files a writ of mandate, which is a complaint, a petition to compel the city to give me, go to the judge, and judge, make the city give me those documents right now, please. It should be a fast, very quick. It's not about money. All it is give me those records I'm entitled to. That was filed back in January. So far, the attorneys have done nothing. Now, all right, before I go into the remedy about what needs to happen, is that we need to look back at what a major cover-up this is. Now, I'm a concerned citizen, concerned American. I'm not an interested party, but I sure as heck don't want the mayor San Francisco colluding with some elites to murder people. And I don't know if that's true yet because it hasn't come out, but they do not want any investigation going on. Why? That's just bizarre to me. Why wouldn't you want to investigate that? That's serious. Well, I mean, that's suspect right there. Now, here's what's even more suspect. I went ahead and, so the new ChatGPT came out, we know, right? So first of all, here's the post by Elon talking about how he breathes, he scams, right? There's all this stuff's going on. And also there's a new thing. It's Suchir. I think it's called Suchir S. Anyways, they had a trending thing where they had this new token and they raised money for his family, to actually, by creating a token, a meme coin. And supposedly it's doing well. And they raised over $15,000 and Elon helped repost it. It's really popular right now. They need more money. You know why? The attorneys haven't done any work. That's why. This is what frustrates me. I hope that they get some money and they can really hire new attorneys, because here's what's going on. These clowns have not even started. Look at this. Here's the complaint. All the way back on January 31st. Again, this is about, give me the records from your investigation to the city of San Francisco and the police. Just give me the records. I want to see how you determined this was a suicide. Please give us all that. Oh, no, we don't need to. Yes, you do. You got to give it to them. They don't want to do it. They just said open and shut, suicide. So they filed this case. They served the city back in April. Then her attorney, he granted them an extension. Why? Because it's, attorney favors. Fine. One extension. Okay, fine. I'll give you one favor. You owe me. But no, that wasn't good enough. A second extension by her attorney. Suchir Balal's mom. Oh, now we're getting into like two favors? Two favors for what? You already got one favor. Why am I giving you another? You need to give me a favor. You don't give two favors, it's give and take. Guess what? A third favor, another extension. So now here we are in July, and they're now saying it's a second extension, but it's actually a third extension by stipulation between the parties saying, go ahead and we'll just wait. Just respond later. It's no rush. That's three extensions with nothing in favor for the plaintiff, the Suchir Balal family estate, and zero discovery. Now in California, this attorney, he could be doing discovery right now. Simple depositions. Call in Sam Altman on the stand. Why not? Let's get old Sam up on the stand, ask him a few questions. Let's just make sure he wasn't involved in this. Let's get Mayor Louis on the stand as well. Let's just make 100% sure, under penalty of perjury, under oath, with everybody watching, make 1,000% sure that he can testify under oath that he has no knowledge of anything that's going on here and absolutely wants justice. You want justice in the city, right? Let's get him up on the stand and ask him these questions. And let's just make 1,000% that Sam Altman can come forward and say that he wants justice as well. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? No? Oh, wait a second. This guy was blowing the whistle on OpenAI. Check this out. This is really gets even worse. I went to ChatGPT. Now, I said, you know what? ChatGPT, they got the new ChatGPT 5 that came out. Now, this is OpenAI ChatGPT, Sam Altman. What's crazy is this kid, he created this. So he was not the only, but he was one of the creators of what's now known as ChatGPT, which was originally like WebGPT. Okay, so I asked some questions. I said, you know what? What was Suchir Balal? Oh, I spelled it wrong here. Here, I corrected the name. I am not finding any information about this person in my data anywhere. That's his name. Or having any role in OpenAI. No, he doesn't exist. So then I went and found him on Wikipedia. Here he is. Here's his name. He was at OpenAI. He worked there. That's all I put. Nope, I don't even know who that person is. I can't even verify him. Now, he's the guy who created this tool. One of the people who actually made this. He invented this. So it's like the Satoshi team, right? The Bitcoin team, the guys who created Satoshi, they say it was multiple people. A lot of people, it's probably just one person, but at least he worked with other people. He is a creator of this tool. And this tool this bot doesn't know who he is. Confirmed. Nope. I don't know who this person is. No idea. I don't have any record of this person with OpenAI. And then it says, well, I only go back till October. But either way, he created it before October. This own tool doesn't know who he is. Now here's Elon, and Elon he called out, said Sam Altman's a liar. Look at this. I was like, screw it. I don't trust ChatGPT as it is. So I'm not never, but I rarely use it. So what I went over here, and I was already working in Grok, and I said, you know what? I wonder what the hell is going on, because what's going on with Grok and OpenAI? And I started asking it about this kid and how this is playing out. I fed in the conversational history that I had with ChatGPT, and it says, oh, I could see you're suspect about what's going on. And why is and so Grok, to my back and forth with it, it had full access to who Suchir Balal was and what was going on with the case and his murder-suicide theory. And I braced it. I said, don't give me any opinions. I just want to know what you could find and what you have. And it said, okay, there are people that say he was murdered. There are people saying that the city claimed that he was in a suicide. It was a suicide. And then there's, Grok was able to give me both opinions, all the information, all the background, the 2024 whistleblower case. ChatGPT has no idea who he is. See where I'm going with this? We got a cover up here. Major cover up, dude. These people, this poor lady's, the family there, they need to fire, sanction these awful attorneys they're working with who are helping out the other side without any favors and doing no discovery. I don't think they're salvageable with those attorneys at this point. They are so bad and lazy that how can you teach a lazy, extremely awful, bad, attorney to do his job? He won't. He's already these are guys who are already compromised. I can tell on the record. Why would they grant 3 extensions without any favors in return? Why would they do zero discovery? Why would they not bring in Sam Altman right out of the gates? Let's bring old Sam up and have a quick deposition with old Sam. I got a couple questions for him. Let's bring in Mayor Louis for a quick deposition. Don't you want justice? I mean, no, they don't want to do any discovery. Of course not. So we got OpenAI deleting all the records for Suchir Balaji. Grok has access to the records. Grok is now saying, oh, we got a lot of questionable issues. I see why you're complaining and have issues with this case here. And now Elon's bringing it out that he's calling Sam Altman Scam Altman, and he lies. Whenever he breathes, he lies. So, man, I hope it's not too late to protest against ChatGPT, because when these people, I really feel like I want to protest it. I've actually never set up an account with it. I access it through po.com. That's it. So I've never used it officially, because I have a moral objection to it on the basis that what I found out about what I believe was a murder, not a suicide, where the kid who created the thing was murdered because he didn't like the way they were operating. Now, that's an allegation. It's not proven yet, but it sure as heck looks that way. And it sure looks like it's being covered up, man. So I see that she raised about $14,000. Take that money, get a new attorney, find somebody else in San Francisco who can help you, please, lady. I really hope you do that. Alternatively, do it yourself, because sometimes the attorneys will not do it, and they're just too compromised. I saw one of her attorneys she was working with. He also used to work at the DA's office in the city. So there's like this, oh, hey, buddy, how you been? I read the emails back and forth that are in the file, and I said that. That's a lot of conflict of interest, and he doesn't want to go against the city attorney because he's going to get a bad rep, and he's going to get Sam Altman up on the stand. He pays a big bill, and who knows who's bribing who in the background right now. Okay, I mean, it's sad, but she should really do the case herself. Go to the law library. Go and learn how to do the discovery. SAC Law has a way to do it. You can figure it out. And then get those people on the stand, or find an attorney that your family trusts. Do not just go and get a random person like this that's not doing their job and pay them a retainer, because they're just taking the poor lady's money and not doing anything. And now she's got a bunch of money from this fundraiser that they just did. And I hope that she puts it to good use and gets Sam on the stand. Call him on the stand. Scam Altman. Is that you, sir? I've got a couple questions for you, sir. Do you know about this case? Do you know who Suchir Balaji is? Yeah, I do. He was my partner. What it says on Wikipedia and Grok says that his partner, Sam's co-founder, recruited the kid out of Berkeley to come up with writing this AI framework. Because Sam Altman was studying AI stuff, at the time, at 2012, 11, 13. So they found this kid who was a prodigy at Berkeley, and they said, wow, this is the kid that knows how to do this stuff. And his partner recruited him from Berkeley to come and join the company and build ChatGPT, OpenAI. So he was the brains, the prodigy behind it. Now, he was hired on the basis as a nonprofit. This is going to be a nonprofit. We're not going to make it into a $1 trillion company. We're going to give this away. Here's your tools. And then he realized, wait a second, this isn't a nonprofit. And this is what the kid said. How can this be a nonprofit? This is definitely not a nonprofit. And so he blew the whistle on that and some copyright issues that he had, started blowing the whistle, wrote a blog. And then all of a sudden he shoots himself in the head like this. In the middle of dinner, just getting back from vacation, getting $1 million job offer from somewhere else, Kids on living the dream on top of his life at his prime in life. Happy, friends loved him. And then to make it even worse, San Francisco closes the investigation in 15 minutes, calls it a suicide. If you ever watch Columbo and those old movies, the TV shows they used to have, I mean, the dumb, cops may do that real quick, but Columbo would come in and say, wait a second here. This is no suicide. And he started asking questions. It may look that way on the cover, but we need a Columbo into this case, and she's going to have to hire somebody like that, okay, to bring this stuff out. And I'm telling you, the way it's going to work is discovery. She has to do discovery, man. You got to get discovery. You got to do those depositions. So if you don't want to do it, you got to find an attorney that's going to help you do those depositions and call Sam and Mayor Louie to the stand. It's going to be hard for the attorney, right? Mayor Louie, oh, man, he's a big shot. Too bad. Get him up there, because that's going right after the head of the snake. Because if anybody knows anything about that case and the murder-suicide, it's going to be Louie. And I hope to God Louie's got nothing to do with it. I hope so. I really do. But knowing how San Francisco works, with the Bohemian Club and Mayor Louie being a blue blood, like a lifelong San Franciscan of the Levi family heir, and then Sam Altman coming in with $1 billion lobbying money, coming to the city. Hey, I need a favor. This is just depositions are the answer. You're going to get some justice on this for this kid. So, all right, there's my video on the solution for how to move this case forward and actually get some justice. The Suchir Balaji murder-suicide cover-up case, San Francisco. Hit the ones. My name is Gavin. I'll see you at the top.